Here's Hilda. It goes to Kimmorley. In behind them. He'll score the first try of the afternoon. The captain gets across the line.
Yeah, my name is Brett Kimmorley. Pathways Coaching Manager is my role. So very excited about the role, very excited about the opportunity. Obviously a bit weird. July 1 was the first day. First day was meant to be in the office, and that was the work from home instructions. And about a week later, we've all gone into lockdown. So it's a very weird and bizarre time to be starting a new job. But lots of planning, lots of preparation going ahead. Pretty much for hopefully a back to normal off season and what will happen next year. Yeah, well, obviously there was an opportunity to come up from the club for a Pathways General Manager. So I did apply for that role. So Matt Betsy is my boss, so Matt got that role. So Matt's done sort of administration and programs for Cricket Australia for, I think, about 15 years. So Matt and I both started the same day, July 1. And so I'm a Pathways Coaching Manager, Matt's Pathways General Manager. So my role mainly is to help the style of football that we'll be playing from the first grade down all the way to certain levels. The style of football we'll play, the education we want the coaches to be able to give to the players, the education that we'll also give to our players so that they can have some pathways and some opportunities for them to continue to develop and become better coaches and better people, I suppose. Massive organisation, really excited about the fact that we've got obviously Balmain, West Group and Group 6. So huge development area, great pathways areas. And I think, you know, there's been some great young kids that have come through our club that unfortunately don't play first grade at our club. So really excited about creating a really strong pathways connection between the juniors and the seniors, creating a great pathway so that all our great young kids who come to us or who are a part of us already can stay and come through and hopefully become one day an NRL West Tiger player. Yeah, it's my second stint at the West Tigers. Obviously 2015, I was the Holden Cup coach there for one season. It was really exciting, actually. We definitely made the semi-final. I'm not sure if we got to the grand final qualifier or just before it. There's a bloke called Tom Travojevic, I'm still dirty at, that played for Manly. Really disappointing, but yeah, you're right. I enjoyed coaching a lot of the kids, or the younger men, I suppose, in the way up. When I retired, I went into wanting to become an NRL head coach. I went every role from a specialist coach to assistant coach, and then basically an under-20s coach. So I really enjoyed it. You know, only this year did I coach the City under-18 side as well as part of the Emerging Blues program. That was a really interesting couple of days. Obviously, you're in camp for 3 or 4 days, and you get the best players basically from that SG ball competition, and you try and put them together and play well. So that was a really good experience. You know, I've been in and around the game for a long time. I've been in different clubs, different structures and different roles. So I feel like I've got great knowledge to pass on. I'm a massive fan of the game. I enjoy watching the game. I'm still blessed that I get to work in the game. And everything this game has given me, I'm happy to try and pay a little bit back if I can. So I look forward to working with some great kids, and hopefully if they want to work hard, we can certainly achieve some good things together. I think the one thing I learnt very quickly, or not very quickly, but I suppose by the end of my career and going off and coaching in different clubs, is that not every club operates the same. It's amazing how we all technically play the same style of football on the field. Everyone trains very similar, but there's a lot of difference how clubs are set up. So the one thing I hopefully will be pushing is that we do certainly a lot of coaching for individual positions, and rather than just there certainly is a big focus on team training, especially for younger sides and sides that have huge inconsistency in age group and talent and development. Obviously, the NRL are pretty blessed because they get the pick of the crop and they get to spend a lot of time together and sometimes years together to get to where they want to get to. But for a junior competition, it's about trying to get the best out of the teams in a very short term or in 1 year. So I think the big key to that is coaching the players to the nth degree. Core skills, I think, is a huge focus that I'll certainly be pushing. Won't be too much about big shape and big structure and big magic plays. It'll be all about getting the basics right and just knowing the basics. Athleticism is a huge part of our game. The game's getting quicker and quicker and quicker. So a big thing we'll be pushing will certainly be that athleticism from a player. Catch, pass, tackle and athleticism will be a couple of big things we'll be pushing very, very, very hard and strongly. So I'm pretty excited about the opportunity. As you said, there's so many kids in our area and it's a massive area. What excites me about that is that, Penrith are probably 8 years into the cycle of where they started 8 years ago when Phil Gould first joined the club and had that, let's put a big pathways and a big development structure in place. So then probably the last 18 months to 2 years, I've probably been reaping those rewards for what's transferred into NRL. For a number of years, they won a lot of the junior competitions as these young kids were getting older. So I'm really excited about the opportunities that we could have with how big our pathways area is, the 3 areas that we cover. If we get our programs correct and we seem to have a lot of people, and the club's done some great initiatives by investing heavily into pathways, which I'm certainly very thankful of that, and the board's decision to go down that track. And I can see that, and I think they can see that long-term development phase and the success you can get from it as a club if you get it correct and you can keep your own. So, you know, I feel like my role, and Matt and I's role in some regards, all the pathways team, you won't see too much change too quickly, but hopefully the long-term success of the club and the long-term success of the NRL club will certainly be what we're able to achieve. Yeah, you're right. It's quite bizarre to be in lockdown, starting a role with pathways. The big thing about pathways is sort of coaching and being in and around them and being able to, go and do some drills and some training exercises. I will say our kids have been unbelievable. I'm on the Cubs WhatsApp for the 17s and 19s, and the amount of work they're doing is pretty special, pretty amazing. So haven't met any of them yet, but obviously watching the amount of work they're doing is great signs for our club that the kids are very eager to train, quite happy to go out and do their own stuff in lockdown. Short term was going to be assisting the Jersey Flag and assisting the knock-on effect sides, who we thought were going to continue playing competitions this year, but obviously, as you said, with no competitions playing and lockdown now going till the end of August, the short-term focus is keep in contact with all our young pathways players. Obviously, there's an expressions of interest going out over the next week or 2 weeks. We'll be appointing some Harold Matthews and SG Ball and Laurie Daly and Andrew Johns Cups coaches. So again, the Pathways program is about getting ready for hopefully the open trials in October, pre-season starting November. For all the kids that were a part of our Cubs program from 2021, we've stayed in contact with them. We're giving them training drills to do. Got some great assistance from some of the other coaches there as well that are sending messages out and challenging the players to keep training. And the one thing I said at the start is that the players have been amazing. They have kept training. So for those kids out there that are doing the hard work, practicing. I know there's no football at the moment. I know when we're in lockdown it's pretty difficult, but I certainly am a huge fan of hard work. Will help you achieve some of your dreams. Yeah, I'm so lucky, as I said at the start, I was a fan of the game. I was a kid that grew up in Newcastle. I was 12 years of age and the Newcastle Knights coming to competition. So that was where my passion for the league started. I was lucky enough to have played at multiple clubs, had an injury-free career and a lucky career. I always say to people, it takes a bit of luck to achieve some things. And then lucky enough I've been 11 years retired now and still involved very heavily in the game. So very blessed and very lucky. I always take it that I'm very lucky and appreciative that I still get to work in this great game called the NRL. I get to share the knowledge that I've learnt from different coaches and different players I played in and around, even now just watching it and talking to other codes about what they do with their pathways or what they do with their success and even how you get to the top. So extremely lucky to, as you said, still be working in the game. I'm excited about this pathways opportunity. As I said, the West Tigers have got, unfortunately, criticised for having some great players that have left the club. Even some of the players that I coached when I was there in that Holden Cup side. Only Jacob Little is the only player that is still from the Holden Cup side that is part of our NRL squad. So that's good that we've got one that was able to come through, but there's a few others called Bailey Sirenan, Jeremy Marshall-King and Tavita Totola that are actually playing at other clubs. So, that does happen, unfortunately. But yeah, you're right. I love the game. I'm happy to be around the game, happy to share my knowledge, and I'm still extremely appreciative that I'm still able to work in this game.
Medeiros for Hill, still on the left side for Country, inside pass for Kimmorley. There is the Melbourne combination, the ex-Melbourne combo of Hill and Kimmorley.
Yeah, well, as you said, Tamana Tahu got to play a little bit of rep football with him. Both come through the Newcastle Knights system, very athletic outside back, super quick. Billy Millard, obviously our NRL assistant coach. I've known Billy for quite a while now, and I think I played against Billy for a fair bit of my career as well, and obviously watched him coach coming through the ranks. And Andrew Gray, I suppose, our strength and conditioning trainer. He spent a little bit of time at the Sharks when I was in and around doing some football coaching down there as well. So it's always great meeting new people, becoming friends with new people, new players, learning different styles, learning from different coaches. So I'm really excited to see what the Michael Maguire structure and coaching philosophy looks like, so we can share that and take that down through our whole pathway system. So Yeah, look, really excited about the opportunity to meet new people. Really excited about some of the kids, the growth of our area. Yeah, and as you said, can't wait in some regards to come out of lockdown and physically start going and meeting people and doing some training with them.
20 metres out, thinking about the shot. Here it comes, Kimmorley. He has nailed it. He's nailed it, Kimmorley. He's got it, the halfback. The former Melbourne halfback has kicked the field goal. 17-16.